How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the Gil Podcast. This podcast is about me, Gil, and the things that I'm currently excited about. On today's episode, I kind of want to share my thoughts and maybe a tutorial on how I actively show love and support for my friends or just content creators out there. I wouldn't say tutorial. I just kind of want to talk about my overall understanding of support. And this was a podcast episode that I believe I kind of talk about before, be a friend supporting you and stuff like that. But just a while ago, I was talking to a friend of mine and we were just talking about how, we support each other and how friendship really is just supposed to be something that's reciprocal. Like, hey, not that you do for me and I do for you, but I have a friend, she has a business, and she said something to me that was very interesting. And it always stuck with me. If your friend has a business that you haven't supported yet, then stop saying that that's your friend. And it always was in the back of my mind. And me and her were kind of like in the same mindset where if I know somebody and I care about them, they're a friend, they're family, and they have a business venture, they have an event, they have something coming up that means something to them, we're jumping on the first plane, first train ticket, first Uber. We're pumping the gas to head to that location, to head to the venue, to show face, to show up, to show love, to show support any way that we can. And it's so natural for me to do that in regards to supporting my friends and family. And a couple of days ago, I was watching a live stream. One of my favorite couples on the internet. They do a live stream every other week. I guess I'll shout them out. Anna and Fulgens, and they're a couple. Are they a couple? I think so. I don't know. I don't really think about them like that. That's crazy. I've never really thought that if they're a couple or not. I'm so sorry if you guys are. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I just always see them online and they're always so happy, especially Anna. Oh, she's just a bright, just amazingly smile and just so overly positive. I love watching their live streams and hearing her contagious laugh. It's just so contagious. You just can't help but laugh when you hear her laugh. And so I was watching their live stream and I just couldn't. Every time they get on, I just have to stay on because I love them. I love when they're on, they're creating. It's just so entertaining. And I know that me being there is support, me liking, commenting, donating even via YouTube's super chat comment feature where you can, donate on a live stream. Those things mean something because it's me showing support that, hey, you're having fun doing this thing. You're having fun providing information and resources to people on the internet. And I enjoy watching y'all and it makes me feel good to support y'all. And I was just thinking about how majority of the people that I have online, they're creators and they create something and I always have to get something from them. Like something tangible, like I'll have to purchase something or have to, if they're selling a shirt, I'm buying the shirt. If they're selling a course, I'm buying the course. If they have a YouTube channel subscription, I'm subscribing to it. If they have a Patreon, not a YouTube channel, but like a private YouTube. YouTube has this thing called YouTube Communities, and you can pay a monthly fee to be a part of their group. If they have a Patreon, I'm being a part of it. Any creator that I'm actively involved in their community or I follow them on social media, if they have any type of way of me financially supporting them, I'm doing it. And financial support is not the only support. You can like, comment, share the content. That's more than enough sometimes. Like, actually, that's more than enough. Like, if I had people who would actually watch my content, comment something, and share it, that's more than enough. To me, that's support, right? And I want to share a story about, there's this creator. She does a lot of creative endeavors on social media. And 2 years ago, my wife was interested in some candles, some candle waxes. This young woman sold candles, and my wife was really interested in the candles, so we bought some. They were like these wax melts, like little cubes, and they were great. Something that my wife just got into, wax melts. Pretty interesting stuff. Look into it, right? So my friend stopped making these wax melts and started doing an OnlyFans. Mind you, I love her art because she's also an artist, and she's really cool. Like, we have the same likes. We like anime, we love video games. She's very quirky in that way. So we're kind of very similar in that sense in the creative fields. So she, for some reason, I don't know, she just didn't have her candles anymore, but she had a lot of art pieces. And I still want to support her because I actually like her. She's cool. So she had her OnlyFans and she had her art pieces. So I decided to buy some art. If you as a creator have ways, and I like you as a creator, if you have something that I can actively support and feel, like I can feel, I wouldn't say good about it, but I actually can get something that I want out of it and I like you, I'm doing it. And she had an OnlyFans and I'm like, I don't know about like paying $20, to see her OnlyFans. I'm not doing that. But she does sell, digital art, and she does sell like prints. So what I did was go on her website and purchase the prints as a sign of, hey, I actively support you. And then she posted on her Snapchat. I guess she was going through, this was a while ago. She was going through some tough times. And it was something like, hey, here are ways to support me. She didn't have any prints at the time available, but she did post her Vimeo and her Cash App. So I donated through that way just to help out. And it's something where it's like, if some of my favorite creators are asking for help, I'm going to help. Like one of my good friends, Anna, she has she doesn't have an OnlyFans. No, no, she has a podcast and she has a Patreon. And in her Patreon, she does these devotional Sunday posts. They're very spiritual, very meditative and powerful. She is, to me, a super powerful woman, beautiful, smart, a mother, a friend, a wife. She's just great. And to me, she's like one of my favorite content creators of all time, especially with her podcast. Very just honest, right? So when she opened up her Patreon, I'm like, I'm signing up. I'm supporting. Like I'm there. That's just how I am. And I was talking to my friend Edith, and it kind of dawned on me that, yeah, not everybody is like that. Because when I know that I like a person and they have something, I'm jumping on, I'm liking, I'm sharing, I'm posting their stuff. And sometimes it can sound and look very strange. It can look like I'm trying to get something from this transaction where I'm betting on the future. But no, I really just love them as a creator, and I love the content that they create, and I don't want anything. And that was one of my greatest fears, because I would support somebody and I'd see them online and they wouldn't give me any acknowledgement. And I was like, good, yes, perfect. But when they would give me acknowledgement and I'm like, oh, I hope you didn't feel like you had to reply to me, or I hope you don't feel like you have to shout me out, because I'm just doing this because I actually like your shit. And it's like, I love when creators, acknowledge the people that they have supporting them is phenomenal. I love it. And I actually like when they make like a board, like when you're watching YouTube or you're on a podcast, or if you read comics like I do, like online, they'll list the people that support them weekly or monthly, whatever. And they'll put all their names on the board. Hey, thanks for the monthly subscribers, monthly supporters, and your name was on there, and you see your name on the leaderboard. That's great. You know who does that too? Tom Buck. He has a really good one on his videos. It'll show the list of people who support him via Patreon or YouTube subscription. What do you call the YouTube? What do you call that thing? YouTube communities. And it's really dope because it's like I'll pause the video and I'll be like, "Where's my name? Where's my name? Where's my name? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go." Yeah, that's to me, that's dope. And I'm not looking for like recognition, like, "Oh yeah, you better shop, you better pay attention to me." Like, no, I'm really just what do you call, like an angel investor, whereas like I'm not even an angel investor because that has like a negative connotation, right? I'm not trying to get anything back. All I want is for the creator themselves to feel liberated in a sense where they don't have to worry too much. Like, I hope I'm helping them in a way that, like, hey, I'm giving them $40 a month or $20 a month for support, whatever the case is. And I'm helping them somehow. Like right now, I have 3 creators that I'm paying for every month to just create and just create. Shout out to Heather Just Create. She is an amazing content creator. Actually, with this whole podcast, I kind of want to shout out some creators like Jared Spink. Man, the relationship I have with this guy, it's wild. I think it started with a DM or something a couple of years ago from my good friend Travis Brown, who is the owner of Poddex. And Jared Spink had me on his podcast, and then we just started talking after that. And then we just text like every day. Like he would just, no, well, not every day, like every other day, like a regular person text, not like a crazy person. And he'll ask me stuff. I'll ask him stuff because he's a wealth of resources. And he just would answer questions like what? I'm like, dude, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about, like, the other day I had a real estate shoot, and just give a quick summary about Jared. Jared is a YouTuber, podcaster, and an amazing photographer. But anyways, I was doing a real estate shoot, and I haven't done a real estate shoot in a while. And I brought a light kit, meaning I didn't really bring a lot of equipment with me. I didn't bring any like crazy lens selections or anything like that. And I asked Jared, hey, what's the best lens for this scenario? And he's like, 16 and 35 millimeter all day. And I was like, all right, 16 and 35 mil. All right, say less. That's what I'm going to be shooting with. And the photos came out really great. So it's really good to have that support. And Jared will randomly text me because he listens to my podcast. He'll say, yo, the episode with your wife was dope. Your wife has an amazing podcast voice. Or just like, hey, great episode. Or he'll just screenshot while he's driving his Tesla. Or should I say, while his Tesla is driving him, he'll screenshot or take a photo with his phone. Hey, I'm listening to your podcast. And that shit just means the world to me. And it's like, it's so dope because he's on the other side of America. And my voice, my content is reaching him. That's support for me. That's just love for me. And I have people that I work with. I have a friend of mine at work who we recently just became friends over podcasting, which is crazy. We listened to the same podcast, and then and we bonded after that. Then I put you on to my podcast when I started it. But yeah, it's just like listening to people who listen to your podcast, hearing them, share your podcast and sharing your work with their friends and loved ones. To me, that's support. And that's how I am too. And once I find a creator that I like, I'm going to share them. Like, I share them on my Instagram. I share them with my friends. I will literally be the person that will shout out people in rooms that they don't have access to. Because once I like fuck with you in that way, like once I support you, that's it. Like it don't really matter if we fall off. It don't matter if we don't really speak anymore. I want you to win. Like there are people who I don't even really talk to anymore, but because, I understand that they're trying to get somewhere in the content creator sphere, I will speak their names in rooms that they don't have access to. I'll say, hey, this guy, he actually has a great voice. I think he'll make a great host. Hey, I think she is really intelligent and she fits the script. So I feel like she'll make a good fit for this role. And that's the type of person that I am. I don't hold grudges. Like I let a lot of shit go, which is bad. I mean, it's good, but also it's bad where I'll be like, hey, why were we mad with each other again? Like that's a whole different topic, but I just want to really just hone in on support and supporting your friends. And there's this thing that I always have an issue with. I don't ever get stressed about anything. But there's one thing that I really do get annoyed at is when I see that I'm, actively promoting myself, working, hustling. Well, not hustling, but just putting in the work, creating content that I think people will enjoy. And, people not really sharing it or people not really engaging. But it'll be a celebrity who they don't know, but they follow the celebrity and they'll post and support the celebrity. And just like I have a friend who's so overly obsessed with celebs and their life and their culture. And I'm like, if you would literally put that much love and support into your friends, people who locally, maybe they'll be that type of celebrity that you love. Like maybe they'll become that type of person that you love and worship and adore. And these people, like, support your friends like you support the celebrities that you don't know. You don't know these people, yet you're sharing, liking, commenting every single time they post something or make moves. And I understand the celebrities are universally known and stuff like that, but not necessarily to you. They are, and to most people around you. But there's a huge population percentage of people who don't know who Beyonce is, who don't know Tiana Taylor, who don't know, Jared Spink, who don't know Anna Gill and Fulgence Henry, these creators. There's some people who don't know who Doc Rock is. I could fan out when I see Doc Rock, and there'll be like 100,000 people that'll be like, why are you going crazy over this guy? Who's Doc Rock? And I'm like, Doc Rock, the legendary content creator who knows essentially everything, who's Haitian, who's Korean, Hawaiian, who's just a freaking dope overall individual. You don't know who he is? All right. But then that's just me. I know I'm supposed to say, yeah, you shouldn't really care what other people do or say. Yeah, I think I could speak for myself. I see a lot of hypocrisy because I have a lot of friends, quote unquote friends, just or acquaintances who would tell me all the time that they want support from people. They're not getting, likes and followers, and they're not getting people subscribing to their YouTube channel or their podcast. But if you go on their if you go on their social media, or if you DM them and ask them what podcasts are you listening to, what communities are you actively supporting, what communities are you a part of, they don't do that. they just want all the fame for themselves. They want all the accolades, but not to be a part of any community. They don't want to support nobody else. And I'm not saying that I'm actively supporting people because I want support back. But I'm just saying it's just kind of ironic and weird how most people want all the fame and success in regards to like content creating, but they don't actively go out and support other content creators now, or even try to actively study. I made a podcast about studying content creators, and till this day, I'm still doing consultations. I had a consultation earlier today about content creating. I think I've told y'all, I have ads on OfferUp, and just random people will just message me. And I have this one individual, he wanted to start a podcast, and we did a free 15-minute call just so I can qualify him first to see if I can help him. And he's like, he wants to start a podcast. And I was like, great. What podcast do you currently listen to? He's like, he doesn't listen to any podcast. And I was like, well, that's not too bad. I mean, you've actually heard of a podcast before. Like, do you listen to The Breakfast Club? He's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, oh, great. Well, it's a radio station. Do you listen to the radio? Yeah, for music. Well, do you listen to when the people talk about the news? No, I don't watch the news. Okay. Like, what is your overall goal? He's like, he wants to be famous and he wants like 100,000 subscribers. I was like, all right, great. Do you have a camera? Do you have a microphone? Do you have anybody that you can watch now that you want to like emulate? Oh, no, I don't believe in copying people. So it just was like one of those things where it's like, okay, well, you want me to, over the phone, over Ecamm Live, over Zoom, teach you how to become a universally loved content creator, yet you don't follow or observe any other content creators yourself. It just was weird. That was just a weird tangent, but that happened. That happens a lot, actually. But I just find it weird how a lot of people, a lot of my acquaintances and friends, I know somebody right now, a close friend of mine, who wants to become a content creator, but isn't involved in the content creator sphere, nor do they think that they should, and they don't even care about the creator economy. They don't care about content creating. They just want to be famous. And I feel like Instagram comedy content create space is a little bit different than actually YouTube content creators and podcasters. It's a little weird, but I still feel like with Instagram, I see a lot of collabs. I see a lot of people getting on other people's stuff and sharing it. Like Kev on Stage, he always promotes other comics on Instagram. There's a huge push for just people just working together. But I see that people who aren't creating, they don't collab, especially the people that I know. And I'm probably just speaking for myself. They don't believe in collaborations. They solely want all the fame and accolades for themselves and only for themselves. And that's it. I can honestly say that since I started my photography business and my podcasting production company, I have solely survived on the backs of people supporting me, word of mouth, and especially with my photography business. Just a couple of years ago, like it was all of my all of my friends. Well, maybe like 2 or 3 of my friends, and they would just promote the hell out of me. I have this one friend, Sandy. She was just my liaison. She was just like my vice president, just finding clients, getting me booked, working on real estate shoots, working on events, doing weddings with me. It was just something that was just like, oh, wow, this is happening. And now that I'm into consultations, I'm getting so much. Like I remember when I used to post on Instagram when I would do a photo shoot, and it'll be really cool and fun. But now I feel like I'm working way more than I am back in the day, because I'll do like 1 or 2 shoots, take a selfie with the clients, and that'll be fun. That'll be it. I wasn't getting paid at all back then. Now I'm getting paid, but I don't have time to even take photos with the clients, hang out and chill with my friends, because I'm getting so much love and support from my people around me that I'm just busy. And it's so amazing that I have friends that I can obviously, reciprocate the support and promote them, right? So when I used to do photo shoots before I had my studio, I would get booked, and in the process of doing the consult, because I want to talk to the client to figure out what they want, I'd ask them, do they need a makeup artist? And if they say yeah, I would say that I have one in-house, and I'll have my friend Daphne come, and I'll pay her to do the makeup for that shoot, that set, that week. Especially when I used to do clothing lines, like she'd be the main one that I would hire. I would always have her on deck, and it was just a thing that I had. It was just phenomenal, and it was just that level of support. And my mom was like, "Yeah, you always have her on set. You guys always work together. That's so beautiful." And I'm like, "Yeah, this, it's just really good to have somebody that's going to do a good job, but also somebody that because that money's going to circulate back into the community. Because when she is around and doing makeups for people, sometimes these people might want a photographer, or they might want somebody to produce a podcast for them, or they might want some advice to learn how to make a YouTube channel or do something, and it comes right back. Like, it's just that circulation of funds in my space, in my content creator, tiny little circle here in South Florida. It's tiny, but it circulates. Like, I have my friend Marvel. Whenever he gets a situation as far as content creating goes, he would always find ways to incorporate me in there. If it's a consultation with the client, if it's helping the client build out their podcast studios, if it's, producing podcasts, or if it's editing photos or videos. And it's the same thing for me. Like, if I know somebody who wants to host an event, to rent a boat, rent a yacht, rent a house for a party, or, go to the Miami club scene, and they need to understand what they need to do, where they need to go, and how XYZ, I have Marvel to go to. And if I have somebody who needs marketing advice for content creating, or just marketing in general, I have Jared. And it's just, and then the same thing, if they know somebody who needs photography or content creating, they send the person to me. That money just circulates, just goes round and round and round. And to me, that's support. I just wish I had more of that. And if we had more of that, I don't think our goal would be so far. And my goal is to have my art all around the world, teach everyone how to create content. Like my art, which is, podcasting, photography, YouTube. I just would love to share that with other people and just teach them how to do it. That's my overall goal, just to teach people that you can do this too. And it's fun. If I had this support circle, right now it's more like a oval or something, right? If I had this support circle, complete perfect circle, it will just provide for so many other content creators. Instead of me doing 3 Patreons a month, it'd probably be 10. I'll be doing pop-ups and hiring models, hiring photographers, especially with my studio space. My studio space will be big. Like me, I would love to have a space where content creators just come and create, and they could just practice with the cameras, practice podcasting. Anna has this, Anna from Tribe of Sunflowers. She has this GoFundMe for her to create a safe space for Black women to just work and create. And I always envisioned having a space like that for content creators to just come and just vibe, chill, feel safe. My studio space now essentially is that, but I have yet to finish building it out. I'm all over the place right now. I need to just hone in and finish the office, but it's coming. Don't worry. But at the same time, everything could have been extremely expedited if we just had a little bit more support. But I'm not begging for it. I'm not asking for it. It is what it is right now. Like even with this podcast, it's just hard work. And I guess my point is, I really wish people would just support the people that they know. And that's my dare to you right now. You have somebody out there who's starting something, who's trying to do something, support them. share their content, like, comment, subscribe, review, do a review of their podcast, do a review of their YouTube channel, and mention their names in places where they don't have access to. Like, don't have access to in a sense of like a women's bathroom. Like if the content creator you're talking about is a guy, and I'm just saying this as a joke, not a joke, but like over exaggerated example. If the content creator is a guy and you're in a lady's room washing your hands, like, hey ladies, you guys ever heard of Shingill? He's a content creator. Like, what? Girl, just wash your hands and leave us alone. But it's just a simple fact of you just mentioning, a content creator's name in a place where most likely nobody ever heard of him or her. But that's it. That's all I have for y'all. And hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode. Oh, speaking of support, I actually have an ad read that I want to share with y'all, which is going to be interesting. It's a company called Novobank. And I actually use Novobank, which is crazy. So Novobank is a bank for small businesses, right? So me as a small business, it's been kind of hard for me to find a bank where you can not get taxed in the sense of them charging you for monthly fees, maintenance fees, transaction fees and stuff like that. But with Novobank, they don't charge you for that. There's no minimum balance, so you don't have to keep $600 in there every week or something like that. And the one thing that kind of like convinced me, because I would have done it anyways, but one thing that sold me on Novobank was that they provide you the ability to send invoices. Now, there's a lot of free banks out there for small businesses that essentially do what Novobank does, but they don't allow you to send invoices. And that's key. Also, they work with a lot of online retailers. They work with a lot of online accounts like Squarespace, SquareUp, QuickBooks, and it just works. I actually use it, so that's why I know a lot about it. And I'm not reading a script. This works. There's an app that works. It doesn't crash. I've never had any issues with it. I use it to receive funds for my business, and it's great. So you can go to gildormius.com/Novo to sign up, or you can click the link in the description for just to sign up, and you get to support the show if you do that. So appreciate y'all for listening to this long podcast. Hope y'all enjoy it. Have a nice one, and I'll see y'all next week. Well, not next week. Well, in the next episode. Love you guys. Peace.